Greetings, everybody. I am here to do a little bit of word work with you today. But before we get started, I have a riddle for you to dust off the old noggin up there. So listen carefully. What has cities but no houses, mountains but no trees, and water but no fish? All right, I'm going to repeat that. What has cities but no houses, mountains but no trees, water but no fish? I will tell you at the end of this PowerPoint. All right, so you can keep thinking about that and make sure you finish this video so that you can find out the answer. All right, so today we're going to be looking at what an antagonym is. Some of you may be wondering whether I spelled antonym wrong. I did not. I actually meant to spell it this way, antagonym. So now you're probably wondering, well, what is an antagonym? Well, I am so glad that you asked. So, what is an antagonym, you asked, or I just asked for you? Well, before we go into the definition, I want you to take a look at the word because I bet you can get a pretty good idea of what it is just by the bits and parts that you see in there. So take a moment. I'm going to get quiet so that you can look and see what parts of the word stand out to you as something you already know. All right, well, for me, when I looked at the word, the prefix made me think of anti, and I know that anti means against something or not. The root word in there, agon, makes me think of the word agony, and so when I think of agony, I think of like a struggle, a challenge. And then the suffix nym, well, that makes me think of synonyms, antonyms, homonyms, dealing with groups of words. So when I put that together, I've got anti being against, agon meaning like a struggle, and then nyms being a group of words. So what do you think antagonym is? Well, an antagonym is a word that has two definitions, and that those definitions are in conflict with each other. They go against each other. They're opposite definitions, but the same word. All right, so let's look at an example of an antagonym. So for starters, we have the word transparent. So take a moment and think about what comes to mind when you hear the word transparent. All right, well, for some of you, you may have been picturing something like this. Something that is transparent, it's almost invisible. You can't really see it. So glass is transparent. You can make a picture transparent where when you change the lighting on it, you can see right through the picture. All right, well, another definition of transparent would be the opposite of that, where in one case, you can't see it, it's almost invisible. The other is it's very obvious, it's easily seen. A lot of times when we talk about this transparent, we're talking about you as a person. Are you somebody who's honest and truthful? Are you yourself? Do we know that you're authentic? All right, so we have the glass windows were so clear and transparent that birds kept crashing into them. True story, that happened one time to me and it was very disturbing to see. The second sentence, I want my friends to be transparent with me and always be themselves when they're around me. So we have two definitions of the same word, but those definitions are in conflict with each other. They're the opposites. Easily seen, invisible. All right, here's another example. Reservation. All right, if you're like me, you're wishing you can make some reservations right now. So a reservation, one type of reservation is when you know exactly where you want to go. You call ahead, you make an appointment, you are pretty certain, if not 100% sure, that that is where you are going. The second definition of reservation is that you're concerned, you're worried, you're not sure whether you should go or not. So if you're gonna, can you call to make a reservation for 6 at Bonefish Grill? I wish that was where I was going tonight, but you don't call to make a reservation unless you're pretty certain that that's where you're going. As opposed to, I have reservations about letting the toddlers play with markers in the basement. I don't think it's a good idea. It's not a good idea. So here you're just not sure. You don't think that's, you may not, but you're kind of feeling no. You're waffy. So 2 definitions, 1 word. All right, last example, fearful. So in one example, it's the big scary thing. It causes fear in other people. It's full of fear. The other person is the one who's really scared about it. So in one case, we are the one causing the fear, and in the other case, you're the one feeling the fear. Which animal do you think is more fearful, lions or snakes? I'm going to go ahead. I feel like I'm very fearful of both. Lions, I think, are more fearful of the animals. Though I am fearful of airplanes, I have learned how to relax myself on the plane so I can get to where I want to go. All right, so 1 word, opposite definitions. Are you catching on? I hope so, because it's your turn now. So I have listed 9 antagonyms, and I want you to choose 5 of these, any 5 that you want. I want you to determine why they are antagonyms. That means that you have to figure out what are the opposite definitions that they hold. Develop a definition for each of the meanings, and then create a visual and a sentence for each of the meanings. So you can do this in a multitude of ways. You can do it as a PowerPoint like I did. You can create a book where each page has a different word, and you can illustrate it that way. You can do it on a sheet of paper where you make a table. So it's really up to you on how you best want to do this. If you're having trouble figuring out, like, okay, I know what the one definition is, but I'm not really sure what the opposite definition is, one thing you could do is to Google the word, and then after the word type in antagonym, and you can get a sense of what the opposite definitions are. All right, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. This is optional, so you don't have to do this, but I would encourage you to challenge yourself while at home. So if you do this and you would like to send it to me, I would love to see your creations. So you can email it to me, whether it's a PowerPoint or whether you just snap a picture of what you created. All right, well, I did not forget. So the answer to the riddle, well, let me repeat the riddle in case you forgot. I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I? I am a map. Get it? Map. All right. Well, I miss you all, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.